Okay, so welcome and good morning. I'm glad that you're here. So this is our first pranayama, yogic breathing and meditation class. So basically today we're going to be starting with understanding what yogic breathing is, doing some practices, we'll be doing some chanting, and then we'll be doing some meditation. So today's class, you don't need to roll out your mat, you just need a comfortable seat. One of the things that I like to have along with me when I do my yogic breathing, my pranayama, is some sort of like a dish towel or like a scarf or any sort of kind of, I don't know, rag like this, because sometimes our left and our right nostrils aren't always even. We breathe, they alternate. Sometimes we breathe more through our right, sometimes more through our left. So using something like this and then rolling it up and then placing it to the side that is stuffy. So what I do is I close one nostril and I breathe. Like, okay, I can breathe fine through that. Close the other and I breathe. That one's a little bit more difficult to breathe in and out of. Not much. I'm actually pretty even right now. So say this side, my right side is difficult to breathe out of. I would place this underneath my left armpit. Yeah. And you can also use your hand. Absolutely. So this is helpful for that type of situation moving forward. If you keep coming to the class, hopefully you will. Okay. So that's really the only tool that we're going to need other than ourselves, our bodies, and of course, our prana, our breath. So the first thing that I love to do whenever I do pranayama is chanting, because part of our prana is this vibration that moves through the body. So I have put together some wonderful peace mantras that I'd like for us to chant together. And I'm going to share my screen here so you guys can chant along with me. And everyone is muted, so you don't have to worry that we will hear you chanting. So this first one that we're going to chant, this is a peace prayer. The English translation is over here on the right, and then we're going to be chanting the Sanskrit translation or the Sanskrit wording. Don't worry if it sounds kind of funky. We're going to chant it 3 times. You can listen the first time, kind of read along the second time, and maybe the third time, maybe kind of see if you can feel it a little bit more through, or you can listen all 3 times. It really doesn't matter. So I'll give you just a few moments to read through the English translation. When I started chanting, I always felt like, what am I saying? What is being said through me in these words? And so I find it important for us to know what we're chanting so we don't, freak out that we're saying something crazy. It's a really beautiful chant. This one's a little bit more esoteric, I guess, in meaning. And we could go into this whole concept of what it means in a different class. But for today, we're going to use the vibration and the sounds to open our practice. So sitting nice and tall, shoulders back, you can kind of relax yourself here for a moment. Let's take a nice deep breath in together. And a slow exhale. Again, slow, deep breath in. And exhale. Good. Last time. Exhale. With the next inhale breath, we'll begin. Om. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Another deep breath in. Slow breath out. Second time. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnam Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. Last one. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. Then the next one we're going to chant today is Sahana Bhavatu. So this chant is more for us to open the sacred space of our practice as students, teacher, knowing that we are both on the path of teaching, on the path of students, and let there be no misunderstanding between us, and let this be productive and enlightened of an experience. So the same way, we'll chant it 3 times, and feel free to just kind of let that vibration move through the body. Deep breath in. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Deep breath in. Second round. Om Sahana Avatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Last one. Deep breath in. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Allow yourselves another deep breath in, a slow breath out. Good. So hopefully, as we progress through this practice and as we do this class more often, these chants will become memorized, a little bit more second nature, because we will be starting with those. We'll be adding another one in as we move along. So now we're going to do our first pranayamic breathing, which basically is just equal breath. And this is something that sometimes people call it ujjayi breath. It's breathing in and out in an equal pace. So we're going to try for 10. I will guide us through the first 10, and then the second 10, I would like for us to kind of do it on our own, because the mind enters into our consciousness, the thoughts, the ideas, all the things going on, and it takes us off the path of focus. And so as we practice together, try to remember these ways of bringing yourself back into focus, into alignment. So we're going to just do an equal breath of 5 counts in and 5 counts out. So again, sitting up nice and comfortable. I'm sure you already are. You can close your eyes. You can steady yourself here by just noticing and observing the parts of your body making contact with the earth. Our sits bones, our feet, our legs. Maybe if you're sitting in the chair, the soles of your feet. And then as we draw the breath in, we're going to count for 5. So inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a gentle pause at the top of the breath, and then exhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's a full round. Pause at the bottom of the breath. Again, inhale. Pause at the top of the breath and gently exhale. That's the second round. Pause. Inhaling. Pausing at the top of the breath. Exhaling slowly for 5 counts. That's our third round. Inhale. Exhale. Pausing at the top and bottom of the breath. That's our fourth count. Inhaling for 5. Noticing how the body feels as you exhale for 5. That's the 5th count. So we got 5 more like that. Inhaling, softening the muscles of your neck, shoulders. Exhaling, keeping focus that in the full breath out, following it exactly as it goes. 6th count. Inhaling. And exhaling. 7th count. 2 more. Inhaling. And exhaling. Last one. And exhaling. Coming back to your natural pace of breath. You might find that it stays in this long movement, this deep drawing in and this slow releasing out, and that's fine. You might find it goes back to a little bit more shallow breath. That's okay too. So for the second round, what we'll do is I won't be guiding you through each one, but kind of just giving you a little bit of guidance throughout. Try to stay focused and keep track of how many times you've breathed in and out so that you can keep track of the 10 breaths. So coming back to awareness of the body, shoulders and jaw soft. When you're ready, begin. Keep your focus inward. Notice how the body reacts to the calm moving of breath. yourself to linger in those pauses in between. Welcoming each breath in like a gift. Releasing each breath out and letting go anything that no longer serves. If you've lost track of your breathing, that's okay. When you're done with your last exhale breath, you can stop the counting, but keeping the focus on the internal landscape of the body. Continue to breathe steadily, slowly in and out through the nostrils. Allowing the breath to move without effort. And now that we're no longer counting, you can kind of see if you can begin to add a little bit of a restriction in the back of the throat, creating a sound almost like air passing through a little crack in the window. It's very light. You probably won't hear me do it, but you'll hear it yourself. This oceanic breath or breath with sound is usually practiced during our asana, but it's a nice way to practice it when we're doing our seated practice as well. The sound helps to keep us engaged, keep our awareness on what we are doing, and keep us focused, which is the aim of our meditation practice. And then you can kind of let all of that effort go. Allow your breath to become back to your natural breath that we would do just normally walking around or being. And we are going to prepare ourselves now for our second breathing practice, which is alternate nostril breathing. So this is the one where you would want to make sure that both sides of your nostrils are open. And if you're ever feeling sick, if you're ever feeling stuffy, you can still practice this breath. In fact, it's very good for helping to clear out the nasal passages, but it's uncomfortable. So again, you might want to use your hand, your arm, or your towel and place it underneath the opposite side. So left side is stuffy, you would put under your right. Right side, put it under your left. If you don't need it, you don't need it. We're going to move on. Our right hand is going to go into Vishnu Mudra, bringing down our index finger and our middle finger, keeping the ring finger, pinky finger, and thumb out. And in this way, we're going to be able to alternate which nostril we close and we open. So I like to start with my Vishnu Mudra at the center of my heart. And then this way, I'm kind of just reconnecting back to source. I'm feeling my hand on my heart. I'm ready to start. I'm allowing myself to stay open to whatever experience comes in. Your left hand can be in Chin Mudra if you like, or you can just rest it on your lap. It doesn't really matter. Just find a comfortable seat. As we begin, we're going to take the right thumb or the thumb of our right hand, and we're going to close the right nostril. We're going to inhale through the left for a count of 5. Then we're going to close the left nostril with the ring finger, open the right nostril, and exhale through the right for a count of 5. Inhale again through the right. Close the right nostril, open the left, exhale. Inhale left. Close the left nostril with the ring finger, open the right, exhale. Inhale right. Close the right, open the left, exhale. We're starting to lengthen the exhales a little bit here. Inhale through the left. Close the left, open the right, exhale. Inhale right. Close the right, open the left, exhale. Trying to let that exhale be double the length of the inhale. Inhale left. Closing the left, opening the right, double the length of the inhale, we exhale. Inhale right. Close the right, open the left, exhale. Inhale left. Close the left, open the right side, exhale. Inhale right side. Close the right, exhale, double the length. Two more rounds on your own. Once you're done with your last exhale, you can release your right hand down. Come back to that steady breathing we found at the beginning of our practice. Inhaling through both nostrils, pausing at the top of the breath. Exhaling equally through both nostrils and pausing at the bottom of the breath. Come back to this simple, focused, and mindful breathing. Continuing to breathe this way, check in with your seated posture and make sure that you are comfortable. Make any adjustments to make yourself comfortable. And then resettle back into the movement of your breath. As we begin our meditation practice, we take all of the practice that we did with our breathing and we incorporate it by continuing to stay focused, by continuing to allow our breath to be the center of our focus. Our seated meditation practice is an opportunity for us to create a sense of settle. So we're settling into our bodies. We're settling into our mind. The nature of our mind is to think. So even during our seated meditation, our mind will follow its nature. And I invite us to not fight with our minds, but instead to observe. To make our mind the backdrop, a clear blue sky, and our thoughts, clouds simply moving through this clear blue sky. We do not attach ourselves to any thought, idea, but we're also not averse to them. If ever we do get lost in a thought or idea that comes up, we bring our awareness back to the movement of our breath. And in this way, we practice meditation. Always coming back to focus, awareness. We allow our bodies to remain as still as we can. But if there's a need to adjust, fix, or move, we ask ourselves, is this a real need? Or is this the mind wanting us to move? It's not always the same. By simply asking yourself the question, it kind of puts your mind in a funny position where now it has to come up with a story. And sometimes we get lost in these stories of our mind. So note these little signs, these little pitfalls of our practice, and always bring it back to your movement of breath. Follow that full inhale from the entrance of your nostrils, through your sinuses, through the back of your throat, down into your lungs, rib cage, and belly. And then follow that same journey up, out of the body, all the way out through the entrance of the nostrils. This will allow you to remain focused and aware. If you find that your eyes are closed a little too tight, there's tension in and around your eyes, let them be soft. You might even have a slight opening in the eyes, gazing down towards the floor or the edge of the tip of your nose. Or you might have them fully closed, kind of gazing into the darkness behind the eyelids. As you continue to track your breath, become aware of your body and any tension that might live within. Normal places of tension are our hips, our shoulders, our neck, our jaw, our backs. Maybe you're arching a little too much, or maybe you've softened too much and now you're rounding. Engage just enough through the abdomen so that you can be upright. not leaning back on anything, but supporting yourself by balancing the weight of your torso over your hips and thighs, the weight of your shoulders over your torso, and the weight of your head and neck over your shoulders. Everything stacked evenly, effortlessly, as we continue to breathe with intention, mindful awareness. If you ever lose track, the mind starts creeping back in. The thoughts start creeping back in or never left. Then you know you're on the right path. You know you're doing something right. Let yourself come always back to the movement of your breath. And sometimes the body will also fight back against the stillness that we're trying to create. And that's okay. Observe what's happening like you would a movie or a character in a book. When we become the observer, we separate ourselves from the ego, the I, and we start to reach and connect towards the self. And this path of moving from the ego, the I, the one with desires and aversions, to the self or the enlightened being, is a peaceful path, but it's also a treacherous path. There will be a lot of hiccups along the way. And we start by taking just one step. Today, this one step is finding stillness within our bodies, calming the waters of our mind, and focusing on our breathing. It is a big step, but it is one that is achievable by us. So we'll give ourselves maybe another 2 to 4 minutes of time for us to really kind of practice this coming back to breath awareness, finding stillness within, and being the observer. Bring our awareness back to our breath if we've lost it. Back to this place where we are seated, where we exist in this time and place, this moment. And you can start to maybe move a little bit through your fingers, your toes. Start to awaken your body a bit. Maybe move your head and neck and just start to notice, oh, that's it. There's a body attached to this mind. And you can blink your eyes open. You can start to maybe let's take a full body stretch. Yeah, reach those arms up. Feels so good. Roll the shoulders back. Let the head move a little bit more. And then exhale, we can come back and kind of just notice like what happens. There's this magic that happens within. And we did a very short practice, and this will be a short class because it is an introduction. But as we progress and as we move, your body will want to be in this state more and more. It's something that will be like a I don't know, like a yearn, I guess we could say. And it takes time and it takes a little bit of effort, but eventually it becomes so second nature. So to finish our practice here, I'm going to share my screen one more time so we can do our closing mantra. So you can read what it says here on the right, and then on the left is the Sanskrit, which we will chant. So as you allow yourself to, again, come back into that comfortable space, seated position, that place of peace and ease within the body. Take a nice deep breath in to begin. Om. Swasti prajabhyaha paripalayantam nyayena margena mahim mahishaha go brahmanebhyaha shubhamastu nityam lokaha samastaha sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Second round, deep breath in. Om Swasti prajabhyaha paripalayantam nyajena margena mahim mahishaha go brahmanebhyaha shubhamastu nityam lokaha samastaha sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Last one. Om Swasti prajabhyaha paripalayantam nyayena margena mahim mahishaha go brahmanebhyaha shubhamastu nityam lokaha samastaha sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. And just allowing all of the vibrations of the sounds created, the movement of breath, the stillness of body and mind to just kind of shower over you for a moment here before we close our practice. The next inhale breath will bring our palms together at the center of the heart, symbolizing this union of body, of mind, and of spirit, what we aim and yearn to create so that we can find peace within ourselves and peace within our existence with others. So I always like to dedicate my practice to someone, something greater than myself. Maybe you would like to do the same. And then I always like to end with the wish that may we all be happy, be free. May all beings of all walks of life, of all species, types, may all find a way to come together, to be free, to be fruitful, to be free from suffering. Thank you for joining me today. Namaste. And I will take off my screen share. There we go. Thank you so much. I'm glad that you were here.